Okay, I'm actually back really quick. Just wanted to demonstrate the mashing technique. So there are different ways to mash. You can I hold the controller with both hands, and as I go to fight Jackio, I actually jump, press down on the D-pad, the very bottom of the D-pad, very, very bottom, and I press B, and I do like this. Bum, 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 bum. Press A, bum, 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 just like that. And it's just as quick as I can. You always want to hit down before you hit the B button, but just slightly, you know, basically sync them up at the same time. If you want to do a fast mash, there are a couple of different ways of going about this. You can, the traditional way, the way that Arcus does it, is it's going to be hard to show it with this setup here, but you hold the controller like this, turn it sideways a little bit, you place your thumb and your middle finger on the B button and the down arrow. So you jump, and then you press down like this, jump, press down like this. You can also use your ring finger on the A button, or you can use your second hand, your left hand, or whatever your alternate hand is, and press the A button. You can use your middle finger for that, and your thumb to go left and right. So it's jump, and then vibrate as quickly as you can on the down and the B button. You just bum, 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 bum. And then you know, go left and right, jump. It's a very precise movements, and it's very difficult. That's why I don't do it. That's why I'm not good at mashing. I just do the two-handed, and I can get like a 3-rounder. That's about as good as I can get, because you just can't hit the buttons fast enough with your thumbs, because you have to press each time. This motion right here isn't fast enough to get like a 2-rounder or a 1.5 or whatever. In fact, I can barely get 3-rounders doing it with the two-handed mashing. With the one-handed mashing, though, you can either, like I said, do it with like this, or you can do it with your pointer finger, whatever's easiest for you. You just want to vibrate as quickly as you can. And the point is to not mash. You don't want to pick your hand up and mash like this. This is bad. You don't want to do this. Or this, or whatever, you know, finger you mash with. What you actually want to do is just hold the buttons kind of like halfway in. And you get a feel for it after a little while, and then you just kind of vibrate as quickly as you can. Like I said, I'm not good at it, so I don't do it. But there's actually 2 parts to the mashing, and that's why it's so difficult. There's the mashing itself, which I can sort of do. I can mash faster than I can. I can mash faster with one hand than I can with 2 hands. So I am faster doing like this. You're just going to get more attacks in. But then you also have to include the jump and the moving back and forth with your other hand. So it's a 2-part thing. You have to learn how to actually walk around and jump and position yourself. And if you get hit by a fireball, what do? What's your backup? How do you move? How do you go about doing things, right? So you have to practice all of that. But then at the same time, you have to practice, you know, vibrating these 2 fingers as quickly as possible while doing that. And it's a lot of work. I think Beerful of Belly said it took him like 6 or 7 months straight, where he was doing like 2 to 4 hours of practice a day, just, you know, mashing. I know Messi has spent a long time doing it, practicing it and everything. I know others have spent a long time trying to get the mashing down. Took Arcus probably a long time, I'm guessing. So it's going to take a lot of time and effort to get it down. It's not an easy thing to do. The mashing is actually probably the hardest thing you can do in the game. Wall climbs are easy in comparison because you literally are just kind of holding the controller and you're tapping, and it's rotating the controller. The game itself you learn the patterns, you learn kind of how things behave and what to expect and whatever, and you get good at it, or you don't, you know. But really, for the most part, the mashing is just, it's extremely difficult. And because you only use it once in the game, well, twice, you use it, you know, at Jackio and then the demon. You use it twice in the game, and it's right at the end. So you don't have a lot of practice in the other levels. And you don't want to over practice it because your muscles will get worn out. And once your muscles are worn out, you just can't mash anymore, and you're stuck kind of doing the two-handed mashing or just doing really bad. So it's absolutely the hardest trick in the game to learn, and I mean, there's a reason that only Arcus and Messi and maybe like, you know, Plate and I don't know who else have learned how to do proper mashing to get the 1.5 rounder Jackio. It's because it's so difficult and it's so exhausting to do, and you have to get lucky. That's why Arcus calls it a lottery ticket, because it's so hard to do, and it's so hard to do it perfect every single time that you know, when you finally make it to the end, if you've had a perfect run throughout the game, you then have to do this very challenging and exhausting kind of controller method to do the tapping, right? Because you have to kind of stiffen your pointer finger. It has to be stiff enough that you can press the button rapidly, but, you know, not stiff to the point that, you know, you're doing like that, where you're lifting off. You don't want to lift off. It has to be as quickly as possible. So that's all I have to say about mashing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But that's it. See you later.